Elmore isn't exactly a quiet town, and there are plenty of troublemakers roaming the halls of Elmore Junior High. But no one even comes close to Gumball Watterson. From stabbing Principal Brown in the eye with a paperclip,
Plastic fan and paperclip.
Let's make it 3 months detention.
to blowing up the entire detention room.
Watterson, what are you?
And that's just scratching the surface. Today, we're breaking down every single misstep, prank, and disaster Gumball has caused at school, and tallying up just how many days he really deserves in detention. Starting out with the episode The Candidate. What should have been a calm parents' evening quickly spirals out of control when the kids get locked inside the school overnight, with the heat in the school rapidly increasing. Within minutes, Gumball is declared leader, and his first attempt at leadership shows exactly why things are about to get chaotic.
But you want change? Yeah! Tired of fancy words? Yeah! Well, how about this for a slogan? He's just saying what we're all thinking.
Leadership quickly turns into a full-blown dictatorship, and by morning, the school looks like a war zone. Even if it wasn't technically his fault, because they were trapped in the school, and they really didn't have a choice if they wanted to survive, causing that much chaos overnight earns him a minimum of a week in detention. And just when it feels like Gumball's detention record couldn't get any worse, the curse shows up and proves the universe really isn't on his side. In this episode, his day starts with him getting flushed down the toilet, because why not, and getting dragged to school by his finger.
Rocky.
And stomped on by Hector until his clothes look like expired confetti. Principal Brown takes one look at Gumball's outfit and decides he's violating every dress code rule ever written. So Gumball is forced to wear tiny swim trunks and a fedora from the Lost and Found. An outfit so cursed it should have came with a warning label. Naturally, Banana Joe sees him and immediately bursts out laughing. And because Gumball has the impulse control of a microwave, he fires back with an insult.
Where did you get your brain from? The dollar store?
That's when Principal Brown walks in, assumes Gumball verbally destroyed Banana Joe for fun, and hands him over 7 hours of detention for hurting his feelings. Still convinced he's cursed, Gumball tries to reverse his luck, but everything gets worse. In detention, the moment Brown leaves, Gumball realizes the whole room is a hazard. Sharp pencils, broken fans, and gas leaks. When Principal Brown slams the door, everything triggers at once. Pencils shoot across the room, the fan breaks a radiator cap, gas fills the air, and the entire detention room explodes. The explosion launches Gumball into a mop bucket, which then rolls into traffic, shoots down Elmore Expressway, flies off a cliff, and somehow lands him in the hospital. Honestly, surviving that should cancel detention by default. Between insulting a teacher, blowing up a detention room, and destroying school property, whether it's his fault or not, Principal Brown is absolutely stacking time onto his record. But before he can catch his breath, the meddler proves that a well-meaning parent can make everything worse. In this episode, Nicole decides to help Gumball by following Gumball to school every day. At first, it seems harmless, but it quickly spirals out of control when she hides in his locker, helps him roast Tina in front of everybody, and generally just humiliates him. Things escalate when Gumball accidentally runs into Principal Brown while dodging Nicole. The collision somehow sets Principal Brown's hair on fire multiple times.
What was that?
Fertilizer?
Oh, I guess it's all right then. But that's still 2 hours of detention for potentially damaging my beautiful face.
Really, Principal Brown, you need to be firmer than that.
8 hours? Good.
Nicole isn't done yet, though. She embarrasses Gumball in the school shower room, burps him at lunch, and even tries to help him flirt with Penny. Gumball panics, denies liking Penny, and leaves her in tears. And later, his attempt to win her back by joining the cheerleading team ends in disaster. But it only gets worse for Gumball in the episode The Mystery. The episode starts with Gumball opening his locker and finding something wrapped in toilet paper. Curious onlookers gather, and when Miss Simeon Simeon unwraps it, Principal Brown is revealed inside, shaved and painted green. She demands to know who did it and threatens detention for anyone who doesn't confess. Gumball investigates and narrows it down to 4 students who stayed after school: himself, Penny, Rocky, and Darwin. He searches for clues, sees suspicious paint, missing hair, and toilet paper, and in the process even considers Darwin guilty.
Yes! Yes! I did it! I'm a monster! A monster! Just lock me up. I'm a menace to society. Take me away!
Ultimately, Gumball accuses himself just as Miss Simeon walks in. That's enough for her to assign detention. Gumball tries to stall by promising more evidence, but ends up running, sparking a chaotic chase across the school. Security footage later shows that the entire mess was accidental. Principal Brown tumbled downstairs, wrapped himself in toilet paper, slammed into Penny's wet paint, fell into Rocky's chemicals, and landed in Gumball's locker. Miss Simeon, the real culprit, erases the footage and walks away. Even though Gumball did nothing wrong, running from school authority earns him an additional punishment. But the trouble moves to the schoolyard. In the episode The Fight, Gumball's troubles start when Tina holds him upside down for his lunch money, tears his homework, and shoves his face into his lunch. Anais tries to intervene, but Tina misunderstands it as a challenge to fight the next day. In preparation, Richard attempts to teach Gumball the bunny hop, a family fighting technique that involves curling into a ball, throwing lunch money, and crashing into a fence. Unsurprisingly, it fails. Darwin steps in and builds him a bulletproof suit from cardboard boxes and a trash can, and testing it with a hockey stick reveals that it's completely ineffective, leaving Gumball unprotected. The next day, the whole class gathers to watch the showdown. Tina chases Gumball through the school, and even Mr. Small is too scared to help, running into his office and leaving Gumball to crash into the door. That night, Gumball comes home with a black eye, which prompts Nicole to go mom mode and drive straight into the junkyard to confront Tina and her father, destroying their property in the process. Eventually, Gumball and Tina talk it out and realize that it's all a misunderstanding. Still, Gumball caused chaos during school hours, disrupted classes, and technically fought on school property. Additionally, his mom also destroyed a classmate's house. So yeah, let's add another 2 weeks. Just when it seems like Gumball's detention sentence can't get worse, the lesson proves us wrong. In this episode, Gumball and Darwin promise that they'll study for their math test, and that promise lasts about as long as Gumball's attention span, roughly 3 seconds. Instead of reviewing anything, they do everything except for math. Then the test day arrives, and suddenly they're shocked that they don't know a single answer. They start eating pages from the textbook, hoping the answers will somehow sink in, only to realize that they weren't even eating the right book.
Bye, my bye! Elizabethan poetry! Fie and fie again! We've been chewing the wrong books!
With time running out, they upgrade to a worse plan, turning Darwin into a walking cheat sheet by writing answers all over him. Principal Brown catches them and instantly hands them spring break detention, which honestly, they earned.
Silence, you animals! These are the new inmates. Make sure they feel welcome.
Can I blink now?
You're not gonna last 2 minutes in here, little fish.
But because this is Gumball, he doesn't stop there. He treats mistakes like Pokemon and tries to collect them all. In detention, he annoys Julius, the scariest kid in the room, and somehow ends up owing him protection fees. Instead of apologizing, Gumball decides the most innovative solution is to break into Principal Brown's office and steal random objects: a paperclip, spoons, a rake, a rope, basically a dollar store prison escape kit. From there, everything collapses. The 3 of them crawl into the vents, wake up Principal Brown, and even manage to make Julius so angry that he blows up a part of the vent system. Their final escape attempt involves using a rake and a rope as a grappling hook, which goes just about as well as you'd expect.
Wish we'd learned that math thing now.
and ends with a shattered school window and the boys leaping off the roof straight onto the concrete. Yeah, this is a lot of detention so far. At this point, Gumball shouldn't even have a desk. He should just have a seat reserved in detention with his name on it. But Gumball pushes the boundaries even further in the episode The Best, when Carmen constantly corrects his behavior. Pushed to his breaking point, he ends up eating his lunch straight from the trash and choking. Later on the public bus, he tries to defend Marvin from Carmen's assumptions, but this accidentally causes Marvin to trip and lose his dentures. Next, in the chemistry lab, Gumball throws random chemicals into a beaker to prove that innovation matters more than rules. The resulting fumes transform Carmen into a horrifying multi-faced monster. Gumball, intoxicated from the fumes, celebrates with a victory dance until hazmat workers arrive to restrain him. Refusing to quit, Gumball plugs into Rambler to learn martial arts for social justice warrior skills. The next day, he uses these abilities to thrash Carmen around the school.
I just meant that eating too much processed food is a big factor in weight gain, and
What? Big people shouldn't be proud of who they are?
No, of course not. I mean, ask your doctor and he will tell you.
He? Why would you assume the doctor is a he? Is it because you assume a woman can't be a doctor?
However, she calmly points out that his disgusting selfish desires hurts legitimate causes, and Gumball's powers suddenly disappear. Finally, Gumball tries to ruin Carmen's credibility by breaking into Principal Brown's office to dig up dirt on her. Instead of stealth, he causes a string of awkward moments caught on security camera, attempting to upload her criminal record, and Darwin accidentally posts the embarrassing footage of both of them instead. But if you thought Gumball's detention sentence was already insane, it gets astronomically worse in the episode The Society. In this episode, he auditions for the school play, and his terrible acting in a Robin Hood outfit frustrates Mr. Small. And instead of following directions, Gumball shoots a toy arrow straight at the teacher's head. Surprisingly, Principal Brown reacts swiftly and adds a serious consequence.
Watterson, you're in detention for the rest of the month.
Thinking he can talk his way out, Gumball accidentally flips a paperclip into Principal Brown's eye. That little mishap rackets up his punishment even further.
Let's make it 3 months detention.
Gumball keeps on making conspiracy theories, being absolutely insane and causing more chaos around school, until they finally decide the best way to make him stop is to actually pretend like there is a secret society at school to make Gumball stop causing damage.
The only way to stop him is to give him what he wants.
What? No, has that ever stopped anyone? You just fuel his madness.
Whatever it takes to stop that kid, we're doing it right now!
They create the secret society, and he ends up buying it. But at the end, Gumball takes it too far and almost jumps off a roof, where the kids reveal that the secret society was fake all along. But finally, we need to talk about The Joy, an episode that proves that even happiness can become catastrophic when Gumball is involved. The episode starts with Gumball getting a simple wonder hug from Richard that somehow triggers a rainbow mushroom explosion at home. At school, Miss Simeon notices the boy's unusual happiness and investigates. Gumball and Darwin's auto-tune laughter and rainbow coughing alarm everyone. Once Principal Brown opens the quarantine, Gumball and Darwin attack and infect him too, spreading the joy virus across the school. Miss Simeon tries to escape, sneaks through the halls, and even pretends to be infected, but the infected chase her relentlessly. But it's too late for Miss Simeon, who gets overrun and infected. All of this damage to the school, and infecting literally everybody, has to warrant at least a year in detention for my boy Gumball. So after tallying up every single chaotic moment, prank, and disaster that Gumball has caused across these episodes, this would be his total detention sentence. Yikes. Gumball might be stuck in detention for a long time. If you want to shave a few days off his record, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber is 1 hour chipped off of his sentence.